Hey everyone,
Hi,
we're live.
we're live.
All right, questions are already coming in. It's kind of early morning for me on a Sunday, 10 a.m., to be
Well,
on camera, that is.
kind of a late early morning for you.
Yes, I'm
Because
usually up, but I'm in a t shirt and boxers sitting back here answering comments and stuff like that.
since like
But
5 a.m.
yes,
Which camera do I look into? That one?
the
This
big
one?
one up
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right, questions are already coming in. Hey, Paimon. Hey, Sean. Hey,
Well, before we
Robbie's.
get to the questions,
Nils. I use
how many
Cubase.
people are on here? 72? Okay.
Michael.
Before
All
we get to the
right.
question, and this is going to be on your YouTube, right? Afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get one thing straight,
Oh, wow.
and it will probably not be the end of it, but are you Indian?
Yes, I get this question all the time. Yes, I am Indian. I was born in India.
Do
And
you
but
speak Hindi?
no, I don't speak Hindi. I have lived in the US most of my life, so that's why I don't have an Indian accent. I don't even speak Hindi. I wish I did. But hey, I am Indian. Let's settle that once and for all. But I know there'll be a question about this tomorrow morning.
No, in 3 hours, there will be a question about it.
Oh, Blue Java asked, did you quit your day job? No, I haven't
No.
quit my day job
He has
yet.
3 jobs right now. Like literally, he is working 3 positions and he's only getting paid for one of them.
Well, yeah.
Well,
But
kind of. YouTube, whatever, but
I still have the day job and just doing YouTube as a hobby, but I love doing this, so I'm not going to stop. It's a lot of hard work, but I'm going to keep going.
keep going.
All right. Hi, Charul. Your birthplace. Oh, that's kind of
Hmm.
private
Yeah, that
information.
is very personal. Maybe we should build a statue there of you.
Hi, Abhishek. Thank you so much. Views on somatics, and thank you for saying love what you do. Thanks so much. Um, Somatics is awesome. Hey, I love freebies. You guys know that. Freebies every Saturday. So any website, any service giving freebies, I love it. Great. I think they have some plugins too, and lots of sample packs. So if you haven't checked them out, check them out. I really do like the stuff they produce.
So, can we do Instagram questions first?
Yes. So we posted on Instagram that I'm going to be live. So questions were submitted there. So we're going to do some questions from there, some questions from the post I did on YouTube, and some live stuff. So keep it coming.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Hervey Jones. How's it going, bro? You got a question?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go.
What do you think about the new Mac Mini M1 as a budget computer for music production?
I know a lot of people who
This is
use,
from Bali Kacha.
okay. I know a lot of people who use Mac Minis even before the M1 came out for music production, and they love them. So I think from what I've heard so far, the M1 has been fine for music. So I would say it's a good choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so we'll do one technical and I hope there's some like not crazy personal questions, but some questions about him that you'd maybe want to know. So there's one
That's going
from
to get interesting.
Atu Atu Atuan Atuan Music Official.
Okay.
Sorry. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? What was some of your early challenges? I love this question.
Oh, okay. Why did I start a YouTube channel? I just wanted to put out information that I thought people would find interesting. My first video was on the Seaboard block, and it was pretty new back then. So I said, hey, I really love this thing, and maybe I'll share my experience with it. And I started posting, and the reaction to that video was so big. I said, maybe there's something to this. Maybe I should start doing more videos about my music journey. That's how it started.
Yeah, that's a great question. Oh, what was the challenges?
Oh, the challenges. The challenge is everything that you don't see. So getting the camera right, getting the audio right. When I am researching a product to review, there are some issues that I have to figure out, troubleshooting that product so that I can actually tell you what's good, what's bad, and really trying to figure out what I'm going to say on camera. So that's tough. I enjoy it at the same time because I love these devices and I love new stuff. But yeah, that's hard work and that's behind the scenes.
Okay, I have another question
Yeah.
from, let's see, JE. Your
Okay.
first live performance, when and what was it like?
Okay. So I started learning classical piano. So I would really say that that playing at a recital when I was very young was probably my first live performance. I always get nervous when performing live, but I've done it so much with classical piano. And then when I had a band in high school, we performed live. That was super fun because I got to perform original songs for the first time. And that's where my love for writing and music production really came.
That's so cute.
Huh.
How old are you? 5, you said? 4?
I think I was maybe 6 when I
6?
did my first piano recital. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did my first performance. Thank you for asking. When I was probably 4 or 5 years old also.
Oh,
Well, I've
yeah.
been dancing since I was 3. So doing
Nice.
Bollywood dancing, Indian dancing was my first performance.
Wow.
Hmm.
Were you nervous?
No, I love being on stage. Well, like good nervous. I love being a performer and I love entertaining people. So
You know, some of these questions that are coming in, they're really good because you're asking me to decide between one and between one keyboard and another one, for example. So Sean asked, what MIDI keyboard would you recommend, the Arturia Mini Lab or Novation? My knee-jerk reaction is to say the Mini Lab because I
I knew
love
it.
the keys.
I knew it.
Since I'm a pianist, I am a sucker for really, really good key feel, and the Mini Lab just has it. There you go.
Okay, can we go back to this one? Since you're talking about key feel,
Yeah.
and it went right into this question.
Mhm.
Oh, the same person. Well, whatever. In terms of key feel, which one is the best MIDI keyboard? Essential, A series, or Oxygen Pro?
Essential Series or Oxygen Pro? It's a good question. Honestly, Essential feels more like synth keys to me, and so that's the Arturia Essential keyboard line. And the Oxygen Pro kind of almost feels like it's on its way to weighted keys. Not there, but on its way. I kind of like the Oxygen Pro keys. They're really nice. Okay. DWAS asks, what would your advice be for FL, Novation or Akai? For FL, honestly, you know what? For FL, I think Nectar is a good keyboard. You should be looking into Nectar because they actually have default settings for FL. So I think that might be good. But I know Novation is trying to make their keyboards compatible with FL. I didn't get it to be 100% working, but that might be a good choice too. I didn't have much luck with Akai.
Question.
Yeah.
Chris asks, what is your process of making a song?
My process for making a song. I always start with chords. So a good chord progression gets me in the right mood and creates the mood for the song. So I always start with chord progressions. And then from there, kind of coming up with a melody on top of it. I'll hum a melody and then I'll start playing it on a keyboard and then record it if I like where it's going. And then I start building from there. I usually then throw a beat on there so I can start structuring the song, kind of create the chorus or verse, whichever is coming, and then move on from there.
Mhm. And then I do the rest. I do all the mastering and everything.
Yeah, Dorothy is actually doing all the work.
Okay, I have another good question. What was the first song you recorded or produced?
The first
I like how
song,
they're all flowing into each other. You know, people are curious about similar things.
the first song. Yeah, I don't even remember the
What's the
name.
first song?
I don't remember the name, but I know what song it is. And I actually produced it on using Logic when Logic wasn't owned by Apple. It was owned by this company called eMagic. So this is way back in the day. And I recorded my first song in Logic on, I still
You were a
remember.
teenager though.
Oh, it's called One Day. Someday. It's called Someday.
Oh my God. Seriously? That was your first song?
Yeah.
I
Someday.
love that song. I was 17. Okay, good.
I don't remember the words. That was it. Okay.
Anyway, I was 17 years old when I first heard it on a tape in a boombox.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this guy?
It was Sanjay C all along. You should have just checked YouTube. Okay. Ayush asks, what do you think of the Alesis V25? The Alesis V25 is an excellent keyboard. When I did a comparison of a bunch of $100 keyboards, that one had the best key feel. Doesn't have as many controls as other keyboards do, but the key feel is really, really good.
David asks, at the time, I'm making music while studying engineering. Amazing, David.
Good for you.
That's money and career going strong.
Yep.
Any advice on how to balance it? I think that's nice for you because
Yeah.
you've been like you've put yourself through school. He put himself through college, his master's degrees, his MBA,
Mhm.
while doing music all these years. So
And working. Actually,
and working
I
full
had a,
time.
when I was in college, I had a full-time day job as well. So okay, so how to balance it all? I will say this: it's very difficult, and don't think that at the end of the day you're going to have tons of energy and you're going to feel like you're just chilling, you're coasting. You're not. You're going to be working really hard. You're going to be working overtime because you're trying to do something you love in addition to something you need to do, or that's something that's going to pay the bills. So the best way to balance it, I would say, is really manage your time well. You need to have breaks. You need to socialize as well. That's all really good to balance you mentally. So balancing your time is important. Schedule things. So the time that you spend studying, this time that you spend working, the time that you spend making music, you can do it all. It's
Mhm.
just time management
Yeah. And
and
discipline.
having good mental habits too,
Mhm.
and physical habits too.
Healthy habits.
Yeah, and that all helps you stay balanced
Mhm.
and recognize when your body or your mind is telling you that something's not right and try to do something about it. Honestly, I struggle with this all the time, trying to balance all of this. And when I do, I talk to my wife and she
Mhm.
gives me advice on it, or she helps me out, or
I give a lot of love.
yes. And sometimes just exercise. If I haven't done that in a while, I know I need to get back to it because it helps me mentally.
Actually, someone else asked a question in regards to that. So let me get that.
Okay.
Owen,
ABS Music asks, is she your wife? She is my
no,
wife.
I'm his mistress. Rawr. Okay, so Owen asks, couple weeks ago, kind of like what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
You took a weekend off. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if all of you noticed, but he took a weekend off and
Yeah.
he very, very lightly mentioned he's taking a mental break.
Yeah.
So this person is saying that it made me think you may be going through the same that I'm going through at my work. I have more added on responsibilities and I feel like I'm working twice as much as I was before because I'm working from home.
Mhm.
So trying to make music is hard. What helps you in those tough times? So you kind of mentioned some things. Is there anything else that's kind of helpful when because I know you have a lot more added to your plate because you're
Yeah.
working from home.
Is there anything else that helps me? Honestly, I totally feel the same way that you do. It's more difficult now. There are more demands on my day job, and there's tons that I want to do on YouTube, and it's hard to find time to do it. The tons I want to do with my music. The best, like I said before, I think time management is key. And if you can make time for for everything. And many people say, I don't have enough time. I'm doing this and that and this and that. But if you actually keep track of what you do every day, you'll notice that there are gaps where you could be doing something productive that you really love to do and making time for the things that you like to do. Also, if you're struggling right now, take a break. I took a
Mhm.
break, and that's okay.
It wasn't long enough. Let me tell you.
It's never long enough, right? But it is still beneficial.
And can I add to that? I
Yeah,
think also there are some people that are working two, three jobs like you. They
yeah,
have full families, they have other responsibilities, and maybe it is really hard time to find 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
yeah,
Ask for help. Just ask for help, whether it's someone you can talk to talk about the things you're going through mentally, whether it's physical, I need this thing done. Delegate that task to someone else that might be available or is willing to help.
yeah. Abhishri, thanks for the super chat. He asked, can you make a video series on music composition, production, learning path? There are so many videos, but no particular playlist for people new to it. Um, it takes a lot of time to create something like that, but I've been wanting to do it, kind of the complete path from like start to finish of a song. Um, I I will do it. I know I have videos kind of sprinkled here and there on how I create different songs. Um, yeah, I'll try my best. That is time consuming, but I know it would be a really helpful thing to do for you all. So, and I've been asked for that
We'll
before.
do it slowly.
Yes, I'll
And
get to it.
till then, you know, there's so many people that ask, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? and we're like, there's a video on it already made from like
Check my
whether
old
it's,
videos.
yeah,
Yes.
check, go through his videos. There's tons and tons of stuff that's really, really helpful.
Okay. What was your first MIDI controller? That's from ABS Music. Wow. Keep picking the same people. How do you guys stand out?
No,
Anyway.
I have different people.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll answer this one. My first MIDI controller was by M Audio. There you go. It was an Oxygen, very early Oxygen.
All right. Deja asks,
Mhm.
have you met any of your music idols, and who have you met?
Oh,
That's a
yes.
fun question. I like fun questions.
I met Bono from U2. So he's the lead singer of U2. For those of you who don't know, look up U2, the letter U and the number 2.
That's for the young people, I
know.
think.
You really need to listen to them. Anyway, he was one of my idols. Great songwriter, vocalist, and musician. Just wow. And I got a chance to meet him. It was so random, but I actually got to chat with him for a while. Saw him the next day again, took a picture with him, and he recognized me and stopped to chat. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I know I've met others. I don't remember them right
I mean,
now.
Kings of Convenience.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
met my favorite, Justin Bieber.
Well, she met Justin
Well,
Bieber.
and I
didn't meet
forgot
Justin
about
Bieber.
him, and I forgot to say like, hey, my husband's right here, meet him. But whatever, I met him. And then who else? Josh Rose. We've met. He was
Oh,
so
yeah.
nice. We've met Elbow.
Yeah.
We've met a lot of people.
Parjath asks, hey, suggestions to record in a noisy environment. You know what might help you if you're recording? So I guess this is because your mic is picking up things in the environment. If that's happening, try a dynamic mic like the Shure SM58 because condenser mics are super sensitive. They're going to pick up everything in your environment, but a dynamic mic will kind of just pick up what's coming straight forward. If it's just because there's disturbances around, put your headphones on. Kind of got to deal with it. We all have issues wherever we're recording. Nobody's recording environment is perfect unless you've got tons and tons and tons of money. If you haven't noticed, there's tons of reverb here. I need
Or
to take care of that.
resources. You don't always have to have a lot of money, but if you have lots of resources
Yeah.
from, thrift shops or something. Do you get sound stuff in thrift shops?
You can just use blankets to
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot of people use blankets.
to do some sound absorption.
There you go.
Try to Philos, hi from Greece. Hey, somebody from Greece. Thanks for joining.
Hi. All right. Swift Dreamer asks, how do you know when a beat or song you make is finished? How do you know?
That's a tough one.
Let me tell you, first of all, you're asking a perfectionist. Is it ever finished? That should be the question.
There's a chance that your stuff is never finished. A lot of my stuff I continue working on, but you got to have a cutoff, I think, because you need to work on something new. Because the moment you work on something new, you open up new ways of doing things, new things to learn. So I don't know. It's hard to tell when your beat is finished. It's kind of at the point where you have just tried everything. Gosh, that's such a hard question. It's such a good question too.
It is.
I don't know. I don't know.
Told
That's
you.
a difficult thing to answer for everybody.
For me, it would be like, all right, I worked on it for an hour. It's 2:00. Done. Ice cream time. Let's go.
Give yourself deadlines. I give myself
Yes.
deadlines for these videos. And when I make music for these videos, the deadline is I need to put the video out on Sunday. And if the music is not perfect, too bad. It's go time. That music is done. If you give yourself a deadline, I think that might help a lot.
DJ Shree says, finally, you're going live.
Is that a
I
question?
love going live.
That was
I'm
my
like such
question.
an improv person. So for me, this is fun. And I just sit back and let him do his thing.
Julian, hi from Barcelona. Hi, Barcelona. Dropbot says best mic noise suppression tool. I think RX by Isotope is excellent. It suppresses tons of noise for me right now when I'm dealing with all this reverb. It works pretty well. I wish I had something cheaper. Oh, Waves makes something called NS1. I use that sometimes to reduce the noise from my laptop, the fan noise and stuff. It does a pretty good job, and it's much cheaper than RX.
I don't understand this question, but maybe you do.
Sure.
Sander asks, oh, and do you think with the adoption of MPE in Ableton, we will see more MPE enabled MIDI controllers?
Yes, I do think so. And I hope so. It's It's something I think that Ableton users were waiting for, and now we've got it, and now it's just such a better experience using the Seaboard or even the what's the new one? The what's the new really colored light?
Lumi.
Lumi. Yeah, I hope that manufacturers do more with MPE and make it as simple and seamless as Rolly is doing. They're really on top of the MPE game.
Oh, why Bash asks, how did you get into music and what's the first instrument you learned to play? I mean, you kind of talked about how you,
Yeah, first instrument I learned to play was the piano.
but was it really like not the flute or the
No,
key or the,
no, I really started with the piano, and the story goes. My mother tells me the story that uh, she was working, and it was in this office building that there were some classrooms with pianos in them, and so she left me one of the classrooms just kind of to play and to just play around with the other stuff in there. And then she came to check on me later, and I was there at the piano playing the piano
instead of playing with rocks and sticks?
instead of there weren't any rocks and sticks, but I think there were toys in that classroom.
Okay.
But I was just playing with the piano, and she no, wait a second. That's not how the story goes. A piano teacher walked by the room and saw me playing the piano and then told my mom that
Hey, your son is a
your son is
prodigy. Just go get him. Put him into classes right now.
she suggested that I take piano lessons. That's how it all began.
Wow, I
Yeah.
don't know that. You
I
guys,
mean, I just remember too, just now.
I've known him for 20 years. 20 years and I've never heard that story. This is why.
We're learning new things.
This is why we like to connect, because someone else might ask a question we really don't think of, and then I get to learn something new about you for the
See?
first time. Otherwise, I know everything.
Hey, maybe there's lots more you don't know. Ducky says, "What's your favorite cheap audio interface?" I tend to recommend the PreSonus because you get, I think for about the same price as like the Scarlett Solo and stuff, you get two combo inputs, so you can record stereo. You get a MIDI in and out, and it comes with really good software. So that's my current favorite, I think.
Okay, there's another question I don't quite understand what you're going with this, but I think it's funny. So Billion Dime says, "Sir, would an average producer who worked for 7 or 8 years could make Bentley?" Meaning like buy a Bentley? You've worked for 20 plus something years?
I don't have a Bentley yet. Okay, but I have not been working full time in music. Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, you see the stories out there of artists who make a hit song and the thing goes viral and they win Grammys and make tons of money and buy Bentleys. It's totally possible, but
That's
it's
not our goal.
it's not common though. It's not common. So keep your expectations in check. But you can do it. Work hard. Be creative. Come up with something new that people haven't heard. Don't copy what's already out there. Be yourself. Come up with the music that you love, and then put it out there. You never know. Hard work. There's a lot of hard work behind everything these
Mhm.
people do. Sports Guy 17 says, "Love the channel and the knowledge you provide. Music and equipment. Many thanks to you." That is so kind of you. Thank you
Aw.
so much for that compliment and for the $5. Wow,
Oh, where do you see that?
it's popping up on the feed,
Oh,
on
okay.
the live feed.
Thank you. That's so sweet. That's really, really awesome. I wish I got more tips when I was working.
You can have the $5.
Okay. I'll get 2 Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell, please.
Anurag says, "What do you think about fluid pitch?" If you guys haven't heard about fluid pitch, I talked about this in 2 of the news reports. It's this really cool plugin that allows you to set the range of the pitch wheel on your keyboard. So you can now, instead of it going 12 semitones up and stuff like that, you can just set it to go 2 or 3. So you can do those pitch bends, those perfect pitch bends that other instruments, acoustic instruments can do, but on your keyboard, and it sounds much more natural. And the company behind it, actually, the guy behind it worked with A.R. Rahman for many years.
Yeah.
And this is a truly innovative, it won the MIDI Tech Award at NAMM this year. So
Isn't that amazing?
check it out. Fluid Pitch is really awesome, really innovative.
I love like when really incredible people that are actually making a difference in inventing
Yeah.
and just like inspiring and haven't really gone anywhere, but come to you, or
Yeah.
they are putting their stuff out there, and in no time, they get recognized
Yeah.
because the product is just so good. I mean, I've seen you play with it and it's just amazing. And just having those connections from you're working with someone so iconic to building your own business essentially, and then
Yeah.
doing what makes you feel great to help others, and then it just trickles and trickles, and you know,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's so
Make
cool.
make a good product or make a good service. Whatever you're doing, people will find you. Uh, you know, just do good work.
Yeah. So Akbar is asking, can we mix without monitoring headphones or monitor headphones? Is that what they mean?
Yeah, and in fact, most people recommend that you don't mix on headphones, but I'm not strict about that. I say do what works for you. And some people only have headphones, and if you only have headphones, go ahead and mix on headphones. But without headphones, yeah, if you have, especially if you have a nice set of studio monitors, that's really going to help your mix. Joaquin
Oh, someone gave
Terran
$1.
got.
Sabby, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, not $1, a pound.
Oh, a pound, even
More
more.
than $1. Thank
Yay.
you so much. That's so cool.
Joaquin asks thoughts on Lumi keys. This is a really good question. I have mixed feelings about Lumi until just recently because they added that pitch wobble, pitch bend wobble thing that you can do, which is really cool on different instruments like violins and guitars and stuff like that. I think that is super cool. As a learning device, I have mixed feelings about it. I think it's fun. It's fun, I guess. The colored lights are fun. Now with the new pitch, what is that? Vibrato thing. I think that is cool and innovative. But yeah, as a learning device, I'm not sure. But maybe I'm not a good person to ask because I already know how to play the piano, so I'm not learning on Lumi.
Huruk Khan asks, your favorite free VST plugin for FL Studio. Do you have one?
You know what's good and free? Spitfire instruments, Spitfire Labs instruments. I know a lot of you know about Spitfire Labs already, but those are quality sounds. They make some really easy to use instruments. And yeah, it works with any DAW, not just for FL.
Don is in the Philippines. Hi,
Hey,
Don.
Philippines. Hey, Don. Did you have a
Um,
question or is he just
no,
waiting?
he
Okay.
today is say today is Sunday.
Ah, all right. Sunday in the
He
Philippines.
said in the Philippines. Today is Sunday. Blue Peeps Honky Dragon. Some of these names.
I like that.
Are semi-open back headphones good for mixing? Are those type of headphones recommended for beginners?
I think open back headphones are excellent for mixing because they widen the stereo field, skill, whatever.
DBW asked the same question too.
I didn't know that the difference was going to be so drastic, but I love open back headphones now. The only thing is, if you are getting started and this is like the first quality set of headphones you're getting, you kind of want to use them for different things, not just for mixing. Because remember, open back headphones, people around you are going to hear the sound and you're going to hear sound from the outside coming in. So it's not good for recording vocals or when you're recording with a mic. So closed back might be a better choice if you're just getting started and you're spending money on your first set of headphones.
Just meow.
Okay.
Just meow. Asked, what can you say to people who will just literally about to start music production? On what aspect should they begin with? What's something motivational you can tell them?
Begin with something that you like to do. For me, it's playing keyboards, coming up with chord progressions, writing a song. That's what gets me excited and keeps me coming back. If you're into making beats, just making drum beats or making or I don't know, whatever it is that you really like to do, film composing, whatever it is. Focus on that, start on that. It'll keep you coming back. Don't get too wrapped up in, I have to learn the theory and I have to learn my DAW. You learn as you go. So just jump into it, start trying to make the type of music you want to make. Also, for beginners, I would say there's so many tutorials out there. Check out my channel, got a lot of tutorials there. But try to learn something and apply it. Learn something and apply it. Don't think you have to know everything about everything before you start. Start putting your music out now.
And that goes with any industry. You've got to learn in the process.
Yeah.
And even those that consider themselves experts, even experts have to continuously learn and grow. So
Yeah,
I love that advice, and it works with any industry and anything you're trying to
absolutely.
do.
Yeah. DKK, thank you so much. No, sorry, not DKK.
Yeah, DKK.
Oliver is his name. Oliver says, I have about
Oh,
$200 to $250 to spare. What do you think I should invest them in to better my music quality, plugins, etc., etc.? P.S. You are my Bible. That's really kind of you.
aw, you're my
Um,
Bible.
200 and $250 to spare. That kind of depends on what you already have. So I'm going to assume you've got your computer, you've got your DAW, and you've got a keyboard. If you just want to invest in some plugins that will help your quality,
Or something that's like, I would think like, I'm a bargain shopper, so I'm always like, what can I do with this money and get the most out of it? So
yeah,
what's something that, I mean, I'm just talking for you, but what can I get the
yeah.
most out of one thing or one or two things?
Let's focus on the plug-in part, right? And best value for money, like you said,
Okay.
because I think that's a good point. I think when it comes to improving your sound, you can do that by improving the way you mix. You probably already got some good sounds out there already in your arsenal. Um, Mixing can be improved with some plugins out there, and I honestly think that Waves plugins are super high quality and not that expensive. So you could buy some of the popular mixing plugins depending on where you want to improve. Let's say you record vocals, buy one of the all-in-one vocal plugins from Waves, and you could probably get them for like 30 bucks. And I think that is money well spent. So Waves, I think, actually gives you really good value for your money when it comes to plugins.
Okay, you're getting tons of question marks. So I'm gonna answer this question, Shrikant. Don't worry. Can we get other creators' voice using audio interface and sample packs, FL Studio effects? What do you mean? Like,
Other vocals, yeah, you can get like from
if they're
other
selling it,
artists.
right?
Yeah, you can get other artists vocal samples and vocal chops. I think Splice is a really good place to look for samples. They have really great vocal samples by other artists. You should check them out. I've downloaded from Splice before and chopped the vocal samples and used them in a song.
Grant says, awesome channel.
Thank you, Grant.
Thank you. We love compliments. It keeps us going. Maya and Max says, hello, best man.
Oh, best man. Okay.
Do you want me to ask you another one? Oh.
J03M. Any tips on making your song famous even though you don't have a fan base? Your fan base will grow. Everyone starts at zero. So
I knew you were going to say that. Because there's no other way. You have to start at zero.
everyone starts at zero. So the thing is to get your stuff out there, market your music too. Post it on Instagram, use hashtags, find a way to bring people to your music,
Come
and
here.
yeah, network with other people. Maybe network with other creators out there, other people making beats. Maybe you can collaborate, and they have a growing fan base, and you have a growing fan base, and together you can kind of intermingle your fan bases and grow from there.
Mhm.
Marketing is super
Have a
important.
good business plan. Like, be technical. See what's working. What's the algorithm?
That
The
is
whole algorithm thing
super
lately
important.
that's constantly changing.
What is working? What are your fans or your current audience, even if it's just 5 people, what are they reacting to more? Make more of that, because then you know you're on the right track.
Hmm. That's right.
Jyoti says hi Jyoti.
Hi.
Tamil Film Zone says Vital is great on Linux. Vital is a great plugin. You should check it out. They have a free version too.
Budget friendly says, because I feel like I know the answer
Hey,
to
budget
this.
friendly. How you doing, my friend?
Would you choose to have a mobile caravan studio or a normal home studio, sir? I know the
I
answer.
you what? You know what do you think I'm gonna say?
You're not a mobile caravan studio
Okay.
type of
Yeah.
guy.
Yes.
I mean, look at him. He's like
This is mobile.
tip top, groomed, shiny.
Shiny. Um, as much as I try to make a mobile music production setup, I don't go mobile
No,
with it
but
enough.
the
Also,
part I'm saying is the caravan part.
oh, okay.
The mobile part, yeah, you've made music on airplanes, on trains, in the
I do.
car, while I'm driving.
But honestly, I just make so much music, so much more music at home, and then not when traveling, that I really focus on my home studio much more. Also, I film here and make these videos here, so maybe it's different for me.
Yeah.
Tough Nickel, Thank you so much. Ken asks, can my track be reviewed? I make techno music. You're truly inspiration. Plus, I started to learn music professionally. You know what? Yeah, if you want to send me your track to listen, just put it in the comments of one of my videos. That's where I go to more
Yeah.
often to check on.
Not on Instagram, please.
I don't answer stuff on Instagram as often. I wish I could, but post it in the comments of one of my latest videos, and I'll check it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, love to hear your stuff. Okay, Brody asks, what keyboard would be good for Logic? Also, if you want to see other people producing, I recommend watching Mike Shinoda's live stream. I think I've watched his live stream before. Great live stream. What keyboard would be good for Logic? There are so many great keyboards for Logic. I like Arturia keyboards because they have specific settings just for specific DAWs, right? So you can have like the on the Keylab series. So if you get a Keylab by Arturia, you can just choose Logic and everything just gets set up just right for Logic. And they've got the faders, they've got the knobs, the key feel is great, and it's a great value. I think Arturia keyboards are priced really well.
I have a long question for you.
Okay, long question.
I
Let's
mean,
get
it's
ready.
very long. There's like 5 sections, but I'm just
Whoa.
gonna choose one of the sections.
Where did this come from?
From Instagram.
Who?
Nisha.
Nisha. Okay.
Nisha Johan asks, ATH M50X versus DT770 Pro.
Okay.
You said the DT770 Pro is better, but Phineas and Justin Bieber both use ATH.
Well,
First of all, whatever Justin Bieber uses, I will just blindly follow. No, I'm just kidding. Well, anyway, so they're saying I'm inclined towards the ATH due to Phineas and JB. But since you're recommending the DT770
okay.
Pro,
It's getting better. Yeah.
I'm inclined towards that because
yes.
of you.
Thank you.
And also, I really want to thank you so much, bro. You helped the most. You helped me the most in deciding my studio equipments. I don't know how I buy all the right stuff without your help.
That's so nice. Okay, let's take on DT770 versus ATH M50X. I still say the DT770, and it's because I think when you're using them for mixing and the clarity that you get from the DT770 really helps you and it helps me pick out the problems in my mix a lot better. Are they as good for balancing your mix than the Audio Technicas? I don't think so. I think maybe the Audio Technica is a little bit better. But I always try to mix looking for issues. And the DT770s do that for me. Still, the Audio Technicas are awesome headphones and they have really nice bass compared to the DT770. So if you really want to hear that bass, you actually might like them more. And hey, Phineas is an amazing producer.
Oh my gosh, of
Then
course.
Justin Bieber's super successful.
And amazing also.
Take their advice too. And totally
Did you
fine
answer
to do
this
that.
yet?
Good. Oh, Tough Nickel also asked, does a good interface really make a difference? Yes, it makes a huge difference in two areas, I would say. One is sound quality. Now, at the $100 range, you're typically going to get the same sound quality from all $100 interfaces. But when you do bump up to something more expensive, like the Audient ID interfaces, or even up to the universal audio stuff, there's a noticeable difference in quality and clarity. So the audio quality difference is there. There's also a difference in the interface that you get with these. So sometimes you do want a nice mixer interface. The universal audio mixer interface that comes with the audio interface is excellent, and it's stable and works every time and is super easy when setting levels and all that good stuff. So I think the software that comes with it is also important.
Numcast asks, if you had to choose one stock effect in any DAW, what would it be?
Choose EQ. If I only had one stock effect to use in a DAW, it would be EQ, because EQ solves so many problems when mixing. Not just problems, but it helps you make sure that sounds are not overlapping each other. And I think EQ is my most used stock plugin in any DAW.
PCon718 asks, my vocals always seem to sound thin. What can I do to make them sound fuller? You like that?
EQ. Well, it depends on where you need that boost. So
Oh,
what?
that's so funny that I ask you questions that's related to the last thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
EQ
even
is
know.
going to help a lot unless your mic is not even bringing in those frequencies. And if it's not, it could be your mic choice that's wrong for your vocal style. So maybe you need to look at a mic. If it doesn't sound full, it probably means you're not getting enough of the mids and lows. So some mics do that better than others. If you can spend your money on an SM7B, that is a really full sounding microphone. Um, I think it's about $400. If you want something cheaper, the MXL 770 really sounds full and such a great mic. But I think EQ might help you more than anything else. Boost some of those lows and mids or lower some of the high end. Best budget all around microphone from Harry. Harry, I would say the one I just mentioned, the MXL 770. It won that and the AKGP 120. Those won my budget microphone shootout. By the way, you should watch that video.
Best Rain says, "Hi guys."
Hi.
Hi. Someone else asked, "Do you like any Nepali songs?" I don't think you know any Nepali songs.
I haven't heard
He's-
Nepali songs. I should take a listen. Send me a recommendation. Okay.
Any questions about him that you want to know, or just buying equipment?
Yeah, the equipment questions are really coming in, but they're cool. I like answering those too. All right, so Fabio asked, please make a video showing literally all the gear you have. That video is coming. I need to do a studio tour 2021. So it's coming. I'm going to talk about all the gear. I've even got new gear that you didn't see in my last studio tour from 2020. There's new stuff I'm excited to show you. There's some stuff hiding over there that you haven't seen yet. I'm going to show you that. And the studio is still coming together. So a lot of changes coming. So don't miss that video. I'm going to have that out soon, hopefully, if I can get the video in the studio done. Hey, Daniel asks, are you from India?
Did we
Yeah,
go to the beginning of this video?
It's been 30 minutes, so yeah.
I told you. Don't answer. Okay.
Okay.
Someone else
Here's
asked,
a good question.
oh,
Wait, I've got a good.
okay.
Delavik, what else do you do? Do you like besides? What else do you like besides music?
Thank you.
It's a great question.
Yes, we love other questions.
There's so much I love. Okay, let's talk about it. First, I love playing with my dog, playing with my cat, spending time with my wife, watching movies
Oh, I
with
thought you
my
were
wife.
going to say playing with my wife too.
Yeah, I like playing with my wife too. Watching movies with my wife. I love doing that. It's so relaxing. That's one of my favorite things to do. What else do I like? I love playing video games. I don't have time to play video games as much as I like to, but I do love video games. I love watching movies. I said that. Oh, what was another thing I like watching YouTube videos, non-music related YouTube videos too. I watch car reviews a lot. One of my favorite car review channels is Doug DeMuro.
Oh yeah, so fun.
He's so funny, and yeah, I love watching YouTube videos and doing stuff around the house. It's so much fun too.
We do everything in the house together. Like we are not that couple that hires other people to do things.
Yeah, we kind of put it all together ourselves.
Yeah, we put everything together.
It's a lot of fun.
Like that huge TV. I cannot tell you. I don't know if you can see, but I have bruises all over my arms and my thighs from like putting that up there.
She's
it was heavy.
Yeah, she's unbelievably strong. I don't know where it comes from.
It comes from my brain.
But whenever we need it, it's there. Budget-friendly guy asks, what if Universal Audio makes a $50 audio interface? That'll be the day. I don't think they're heading in that direction, but wouldn't that be awesome? But what would they have to sacrifice to get to the $50 price? That might worry me.
Someone asked, you talked about making music in your studio a lot, but is there a place where you haven't been in your studio and you made music in another place? What was the best place to make music? Or best place you made music? Maybe your travels or something?
Yeah, I kind of like making music when I'm traveling because you're limited with what you can do. And typically it's just my computer. I don't have a MIDI controller with me. I don't have a quality mic. And I've actually recorded vocals into my laptop using my laptop mic because I was inspired and wanted to remember to do something and ended up using those vocals in the final mix. So I think sometimes the limitations of what we have actually help the creative process because you don't have 100 choices. One thing that I always think about is I have so many plugins and there's so many choices that sometimes it hampers the creative process because there's just too many choices. When you don't have many choices, you discover ways to be most efficient with what you already have and just make do with what you have. You learn how to produce your vocal by recording on your laptop mic. And I think that is a better learning experience than buying tons of gear and tons of plugins.
Okay. Hello from Lebanon.
Hey, Lebanon. Wow.
Hi, Mota Lakura.
Hi, Motown.
I have an ESI. I have an ESI U22XT audio interface, and I
Okay.
want to upgrade to the M Audio Air. Is it a
Okay.
good deal or Yamaha mixer? Thank you.
I think the M Audio Air interfaces are really great. Great sound quality. And yeah, I think that's a good choice. I'm not familiar with the audio interface that you currently have, so I can't say whether you're gonna hear a noticeable difference though. So, but M Audio interfaces are great. I've never tried a Yamaha mixer, by the way.
Aditya asks, I'm interested in learning music production. Where do I start? He's a young fella. He's a young person.
You're interested in learning music production. Where do you start? If you don't have a DAW, a digital audio workstation software to help you record multiple tracks, that's the place to start. Just you can use whatever computer you have. You can even download one for free. Cakewalk is a free DAW, and start from there. Start recording things that you love. Here's a great tip for where to start. Take a song that you already like, song from the radio, song from Spotify, and try to copy that song like instrument by instrument. And because that itself is a learning process, you're going to learn how to choose instruments better, how to mix better. You're going to discover your plugins as you go along. And that's a great way to just start learning. Mimic others, uh, you know, try to replicate something that you hear because you'll discover how to do it. And then you can use those techniques in your own songs.
Okay, I have another good one.
Okay.
I'm taking screenshots, so because
Hey, Bush Productions.
Hi. I almost said your real name. All right.
Sebi asks, what do you think is your most used piece of kit?
I almost said that's what I was just gonna ask you.
That same question?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Why did that one stand out? Okay, it stood out to both of us. My most used piece of
Because I don't
kit.
know what a kit is. What's a kit?
It's just gear. What gear do I use the
Oh.
most? Yeah, I think it has to be the universal audio interface. Not because it's universal audio, but just because it just gets used the most. Everything's running through there. All the audio I hear, all the audio that goes in. Also, my Native Instruments keyboard, just coming up with ideas. I'm always going to the keyboard. That's my primary instrument. So I think that gets used the most. There must be something more interesting. That you know what I use a lot? Complete Control. As a plugin, I use Complete Control a lot because you have all those contact instruments and everything, and load up Complete Control, search, browse the presets, and there you go. I'm going. I'm off.
Jeremy asks, "What's your favorite jelly?"
My favorite jelly. I think it has to be strawberry. I'm not a grape jelly type of person.
I love grape jelly.
She's a grape jelly
I am.
person.
Grape jelly and peanut butter sandwiches. That's it. He loves strawberry.
I do love peanut butter and jelly, but yeah, I go with strawberry.
What's your favorite soft synth? Software synth?
Yeah,
Soft synth.
soft synth. It's an excellent question. I'm really into pigments. I really like pigments. Serum is awesome. It's like standard. You can do anything with it. It's great. But something about pigments, I don't know. I really like it.
Jose.
Yeah.
Should I hire a consultant to build my home recording studio? Depends on how much money you have. I mean, we just told you, I'm speaking for you.
Sure.
We just told you we do everything ourselves. So if you don't have the time or you don't want to watch some, not to say you don't want to watch some YouTube videos and learn on your own, but that's something that you could do. I think you'd appreciate your space a lot more if you did it on your own. That's just my opinion because that's how we feel. But
Yeah.
if you have the money and you really want to go hardcore with this and you want that expertise, like everything aligned, then hire them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think, yeah, I totally agree with you. But there's so much you can learn online. I mean, you can watch my video on how to build a music studio, and you can pretty much pick everything that I showed in the video, and that there you are. You're done. Your music studio is done. You don't need a whole lot. Now, if you needed some acoustic treatment, there are professionals that would probably do it, and then professionals that do it much better than I can. But even that you can learn on yourself too.
Compliment.
Oh, compliment time. Okay.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Sanjay, I watched all your videos before setting up my little home studio. Thank you for all the knowledge.
Ah,
Praying hands, praying
you're
hands, praying
welcome.
hands.
You're welcome, Vicky. Thank you for taking the time to thank me.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Tamil Film Zone. Thank you, Tamil Film Zone, for this super chat. Have you tried Bitwig Studio 3? Because it has great modulations, kind of like Ableton, but sometimes it's better than Ableton. On sometimes you should definitely try it and make a video about it. I haven't tried Bitwig, but I know it is an excellent DAW. I need to try it, but it's good to know about the modulation stuff. I didn't know that.
Someone asks, Yash asks, how do you think the music culture is going to evolve in the coming 10 years?
I think music culture is going to move towards independent artists because I think the age of record labels is done because we discover music in so many different ways these days. And even famous artists, artists that go viral, are getting discovered on platforms like SoundCloud, where
No,
tons
TikTok.
of TikTok, SoundCloud, and all these places that
Instagram.
suddenly you can become famous. I don't think you need your traditional record labels anymore, or you can just post your tracks using DistroKid, and who knows what's going to happen. I think that's going to change, and that means that that different types of music are going to be able to get heard because it's not the record labels pushing certain types of music on us. It's us finding music
I have
ourselves.
two other really good questions, but go ahead.
I need to go with Tough Nickel because he says, "What keeps you inspired?" And then I just lost the rest of the question. What the heck? All right. Well, I think that was the gist of the question. What keeps me inspired?
Here, I'll
that,
try to find it.
I think that is an excellent question because I struggle with staying inspired sometimes, and because you have so many other things in your mind. So, what keeps me inspired? I would say um, finding quiet time. If I can find quiet time where I can focus, that really helps me get into inspiration mode. Another thing I think is super important to find inspiration is to be self-motivated. That takes a lot of practice and takes a lot of discipline. But it means that you do set aside time for doing this music thing. You do set aside time to have the quiet from your phone, from your friends and family, that you just get to focus on the inspiration aspect of it. And here's another thing: don't force inspiration. Put yourself in the environment that brings inspiration to you. And if it doesn't come, don't get frustrated with it. Also, there are a lot of productive things you could be doing in your music studio when you're not feeling inspired. I actually have a video about that. Go and watch that. It's one of my favorite videos I've created because it's so true that so many times we're uninspired, but we still want to be productive in the studio. You can do so many things like creating drum kits, creating presets so that they're ready to go when you are feeling inspired. But I offer a bunch of other tips. So check out that video.
Yes, I love that video. Titan Gaming is a big fan, big fan, big fan,
Hey,
big
thanks.
fan.
Oh, was that it? I always think there's
that
a
was
question
it.
coming.
Kush. Hi, Kush.
Hi, Kush.
It's my Kush.
Oh, is it?
Hi, Kush. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Great question. I think I got asked this the last time we were live. I would say my favorite food is Indian food. I love Indian food. And you know what? I tend to think people like the food most that they grew up with. I grew up with Indian food, so I do like it. If I have to choose something, samosa chaat would be the thing.
Yes.
Whenever I
OMG.
come on, when you have samosa chaat, it feels like a special
Okay,
occasion.
but that's not why the OMG is happening. When we go to Mumbai, there's this restaurant there, and I swear people see us and are like, we know, we know what's gonna happen. This guy is gonna ask for 3 plates of samosa chaat, and they're this big, and he's going to eat 2 of them and pack one.
Yeah,
And every time the guy is like, no, sir, no, sir. You only one. One is enough. One has 6 samosa in it. It's good for
it
you.
doesn't have
Only
six.
one. No, no, I'm ordering only one. And then you're like, no, no, no. I come here every year. I want 2. I want 3. And everyone else is gonna be like, no, sir, no, sir. One now, one now. Then you finish, I get the other one. And you end up eating 2 of them.
Why not? That could be a whole meal.
And then they're just standing there like, wow.
Wow, this guy really did it.
He really came here to eat samosa chaat.
There it is, samosa chaat. That's my favorite.
My favorite food, thank you for asking, is not what I grew up with necessarily because
okay.
I love Indian food and I cook Indian food all the time. So it's not really my first choice.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm feeding you. My first choice, aside from Taco Bell, is Thai food. I love Thai food.
Thai food. Yes.
I love Thai food. And I
do too.
kind of discovered more. I had some when I was young, but I discovered it more when I was in college.
Yeah.
Because I was around international people that would try different things. And I love Thai food and I love sushi.
Thai food, because I love Thai food because you can make it super spicy.
Yeah.
I really like super spicy food. Raven says, Raven asks, how much time do you spend every day to make music? I don't make music every day. I do a lot of my day job and then working on my YouTube channel, which is making music, plus preparing videos, researching for videos, recording videos.
Writing a script.
I'm going to lump
equipment.
Yeah, I'm going to lump all of that into one. So I would say that after my day job is over, I probably spend maybe about 3 hours or 4 hours every day on preparing to make music, preparing to make these videos.
Every day.
Every
I'd
day.
say more. Because I'm
Maybe
the
even
one
more.
who's waiting and I'm the one who's counting. But to do a video, yeah, you're pretty efficient.
On weekends, though, I can spend 10, 11, 12 hours almost nonstop. Takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
If you want something special that is difficult to attain, you need to sacrifice in other areas. Okay.
Sultans of Wing.
Go ahead.
RC Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Get in a 25 key MIDI keyboard for my kids to have fun with music.
Oh,
wow,
nice.
That's so nice of you.
Good dad right there.
Never had a keyboard or pads. Watched your vids. What do you recommend, Arturia or Akai?
Arturia.
Hi to your kids, by the way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And good for you for encouraging your kids. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that because you're getting a MIDI controller, that they're ready to just use this keyboard with their computer, right? Because most MIDI controllers don't have built-in sounds. So they need to be prepared for that. But it's awesome because they can start learning music production. Honestly, I think either of those are going to be fine. Actually, maybe I'll take it back. Maybe I would say Akai, because if your kids are young, Akai keyboards have all these cool features on them, like note repeat, like arpeggiators and stuff. And that could be a lot of fun and could really get your kids excited to play music. So yeah, I switched to Akai for that one.
Antonio is asking, how to balance time spent on actually making the music and time spent on promotion and making videos, etc.?
Depends on what your goal is. So if you really want to get your music out there and you want to get ears on that song, then you need to spend half your time, I would say, on promotion. So half the time on creation, half the time on promotion. I think that's really, promotion is super important.
And you're your own PR team and you have free platforms. So many artists that we feature every week, I kind of give them a little lecture afterwards that this is your momentum. Like, you put your music out there, but now add to your social media if you really want it to be something that you're sharing with more people. If it's for you and it's personal, you don't care about it, that's a whole different story. But you take that momentum, add it onto free platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud. I mean, it's free. You are your own PR. So learn how to market yourself. If you have a wife like me, or a friend like me, or a sister, brother, grandmother, grandpa, uncle, mother, father, whoever that's also there promoting your stuff, that's really important too, because you're not only just putting yourself out there, but now you have people that believe in you, and I believe in you.
Thank you.
I love you. That's promoting and doing work for free.
But yeah, I'll add something. It's all very true. I'm going to add something else too. I featured somebody in a video on a news report some time ago. This was maybe about a year ago when the news reports first started. And from that person, from her being featured in the news report, she had people contact her to buy her beats. She
What are
took
we talking
that.
about?
I won't say, but
Okay.
but I will say this, that
We
from
know.
that, and that's the momentum that Dorothy's talking about. From that initial momentum, it wasn't much. Her beat played in the background of one of my videos, and I said, "Hey, shout out to so and so for making this beat."
Female producers.
She took that momentum and started doing more with it. So making more beats, making some videos on Instagram with her talking to the audience and showing the beat process, things like that. And that has kept her going now. It was a small thing. And I'm not saying that this is true for everyone out there, but she is now on a roll with her music journey
Yeah.
from a small beginning like that. I'm not taking all credit for it because
It's all her.
she took the time and energy to take it further and to make that music. But yeah, when you have some momentum, don't let it go. Keep working on it.
Um
But
This is from my mom. She says, "Hey Sanjay and Dharti, is it possible that you can help us set up studios at our place? And of course, we pay you for it. It will be huge help for all." Okay, I'm just gonna say it's my mom. Mommy, you want to make music now? She's a great singer. My dad's a great singer. Actually, my dad, I grew up with him playing all sorts of instruments and my mom and dad singing in the house. So that's where my musical stuff comes from.
we can just come and set up a studio for you for free.
We charge $1 million an hour. Okay, mama?
Okay, Umro says, what is a better option for home studio? KRK Rocket 5s, Yamaha HS5, or Atom T5B? Did you watch my studio monitor comparison? If you haven't, go watch that. But if you're trying to just make that, because all three of these were really good, but if you're really just trying to make that final decision, I would say if you don't have a fully acoustically treated room, go for the Atom or the Rocket. There
You
go.
know, so not to be the timekeeper, but I'm the timekeeper.
Oh yeah.
It's 11:02 a.m. here in the US on the East Coast. Are we going on?
No, we are actually going to close it out.
Okay, so how about 10 more minutes?
No,
5 more minutes.
1 more minute. No, just kidding.
Oh, God. I'm like, or until our battery dies. How's our battery doing?
Battery's good.
Okay. So how about 15 more minutes?
Sure, let's go.
I'm only
Andrew.
going to go
Okay.
through the YouTube chat Spitfire. Please put short questions and
Quick
fun
fire.
questions. Oh, spit. Quick fire. Try to do quick fire questions.
Okay, we'll give like
Short-
super quick answers.
Short and like fun questions, and I'll
But
try to get through them.
I'm going to answer Andrew's question. Hey, Andrew. Andrew asks, what's your process on sound selection? Okay, process on sound selection. I go with a simple sound that is easy and quick to load first. So I'll probably choose a sound included in Ableton because those load super fast, and just get the idea in my mind down. So once I've built several layers of that idea, chord, melody, and drums, then I go back and choose the right sound. And I do it in the next step up. So I'll just choose a sound that's close enough for now because I know I'm going to have to mix it. So mixing will come later and I might have to change the sound. But that's how I start. Sound selection comes from there.
Mr. Hervey Jones. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you.
Thank you, Hervey.
Thank you. Oh, Hervey?
Hervey.
Oh. Thank you for being such a great inspiration.
No, you're welcome. That means a lot to me to hear
Yeah.
that. So
he's been really like, not to make it emotional or too emotional, but he's been working so hard, and sometimes we get questionable questions from people that don't believe in what he's doing, and how much he's doing, that it's just like, I know the work you put in, and he's been so burnt out for several months now, that it's nice to get that kind of
It is.
recognition, and
Thank
that you're
you.
still inspiring people even though you're burnt out.
I'm not fully burnt out. As you see, we are here. We
We're
continue.
here. The flame is going to keep burning. All right, someone else.
Ian asks,
Oh,
what's a good budget analog synthesizer? If you're just starting out, if you don't have anything else, I really like the Korg Minilog XD. You will be making great sounds and hardly any learning curve.
okay, so
Wait,
oh,
J03M is asking, is DistroKid a scam? No, DistroKid's not a scam. I'll mention two things. So I started on DistroKid and I tested DistroKid before. You've seen DistroKid sponsor some of my videos recently, but I tested DistroKid before they sponsored any of my videos. And I released a song on DistroKid, and the song did fine. I promoted it just like you guys do, and people listened to it. I got the earnings from it, and no issues there. I don't think it's a scam. No, I know it's not a scam because I had a good experience with it. There is information out there about DistroKid about the earnings that you have if you're in other countries and stuff like that. So if you are in another country, do talk to tax professionals or somebody who really knows about taxes, because there's some tax implications if you're in another country.
depending on the country and their laws
Yeah.
and their processes. But
It's-
this is not Spitfire.
No, this is DistroKid.
But
Oh, this is not Quickfire. That's right. We're supposed to do
Quickfire. Why
Quickfire.
do I keep saying Spitfire?
Beautiful.
4 hands.
On a piano.
Oh. I was going to say the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
Because it makes the most beautiful music.
Wow.
Looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
You can take it anywhere, set it in any room, and it's the focus of the place.
Oh, wow. There you go. Well, You've really thought about
and it
this.
feels good.
BRNCRW says, I want to say thanks. Love your videos. I bought gear based on your recommendations with my stimulus checks and finally put on my first project.
Aww.
That's the way to use your stimulus check.
That's right. Be productive.
Exactly. Good for you. Thank you for that compliment.
Someone keeps asking, what are your thoughts on Daft Punk? I love Daft Punk.
Daft Punk
Thank
is
you for
amazing.
asking.
Daft Punk has a signature sound, right?
Mhm.
And you recognize it as soon as you hear it on the radio. And I think that's amazing. If you can come up with a signature sound like Daft Punk has, I think I wish I could do that. Daft Punk is so inspiring.
Subramani, thank
So
you so
groovy.
much. I'm assuming you're talking about me and not Sanjay. You said she is so gorgeous.
Ah,
See? Do you know?
yes, you are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Sport Guy 17, thank you so much. Do you like Pro Tools? Do you use old equipment like EP 1200? I haven't used Pro Tools. I do hear from Pro Tools users that once you learn it, it is super efficient. So if you really want to get into it, of course, all the pro studios use it. If you're making that your career, learn Pro Tools.
Juan Sebastian says, hi guys. Have you ever visited
Hey,
South
Juan.
America? Greetings from Chile. Hi.
Oh,
Hola.
Hi.
No, it's my
you
dream.
haven't.
My dream. I
know.
had 2 opportunities to visit there, but then I could not.
We would love to come to Chile, and we will look you up when we get there.
Yes. Wouldn't that be fun? Show us around. Okay. Best plugin for Linux.
I don't use Linux, so I don't know. Sorry. I wish I had a good answer for that, but I don't use Linux.
What distributor should I use as a beginner? You already talked about that, right? What are some quick fire? Do you know of any female musician ladies that have or will start up a music Skillshare? Maybe go on the site and look up female producers, and then maybe you'll find someone.
That'd be great. I mean, and if you're thinking about doing it, you should really do it.
Soundproof panels versus mic shield.
Mic shield. I think soundproof panels, because you can kind of get the mixing and soundproofing for recording with the mic done within the same thing.
Mac Dids. Thank you, Mac. Aww.
Thank you, Mac.
Return of the Mac. Thank you for your videos. You are both so enthusiastic and passionate and have inspired me to start making music again and realize how much I enjoy it. That's so awesome.
Love to hear that.
Love to hear that. And once again, don't just be inspired because of this one moment. Remember this when you're feeling down or when you're feeling not motivated, and then think of like, what would Sanjay and Dharti do? Should I call them up? Should I message them and get extra boost. No, no. Talk to yourself. Positive self-talk helps a lot. So learn. This is for everyone. Everyone to learn positive self-talk and really compliment yourself and be proud of the things that you're doing
For sure.
and follow those passions.
Maya and Max Music, is Arturia Mini Lab Mark II Orange a good choice? Yeah, love the Mini Lab. I think it is an excellent choice.
What's your dream job?
My dream job,
That's from
composing for films.
got your composing films.
Composing for films.
Oh my god, I would love that.
This is supposed to be quick fire.
Oh yeah, okay. So. All right.
Was my hair always like this from Dropbot? No, my hair wasn't.
No.
I used to have long hair till here.
When I first met him, he had long hair up to here, and a lot of it, a lot.
Yeah.
Very, very sexy. Now that I look back.
How do you compensate for desk reflections when mixing? It's hard to. I mean, you can try to compensate for everything possible. You can put stuff on your desk if they're really causing that bad reflections. Honestly, I'm going to get this room treated. And I totally think acoustic treatment is really important, but don't let that stop you from getting your music out there. That's more
Raven
important.
says, thanks. Thank you guys for creating such an amazing and helpful content. I love you guys. Sending love from Philippines. I love you too, Raven. Thank you.
Thank you, Raven.
We have to go to Philippines too. Your cousin's from there.
Alex says, how do you write original melodies? Start with something that you hear in your head. Get inspired from things outside. Go take a walk outside. I get so many ideas from walking down a street, hearing construction noises, rhythms in nature, rhythms on the street, and I put a voice memo down when I have an idea, come back and put it down, and that becomes an original song.
Kudrat asks, hi Kudrat,
Hi,
you're a
Kudrat.
photographer. Do you have a Patreon?
No, I don't.
You do not, but you should, because that's how artists are making money, I feel like. And I feel like Sanjay is giving out a lot of stuff for free.
Yeah.
And maybe you should.
I should think about it.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. Tell me your favorite musicians. My favorite musician. Oh, wow.
Okay, let
don't
me
know if I
list
have
mine
one.
while he thinks of it.
Well, I know who you're going to say.
Who?
You're going to say Justin Bieber.
Obviously,
Okay.
but you.
Oh, thank you.
You are my favorite
That's surprising.
musician. And then after you is Justin Bieber. I love John Mayer. I love John Legend. I love all the Johns. I love The Weeknd. I love Ariana
Weeknd
Grande.
is probably my current favorite.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. I love who else do I listen to a lot?
Nadu Jams from South Africa. Hey, South Africa. Where did you guys meet? In the USA or India? We met in the USA. Dharti was born here. I was born in India. We met over here.
I'm an American girl.
Alex asked, do you like the band Queen? Love
Love.
Queen. Wow, love Queen.
Dropbot. Kemcho.
Yeah, Kemcho.
You know that I'm Gujarati.
Sunita asked, do you struggle while making melodies and chords? Yes, I struggle all the time. And I am classically trained. I know music theory. I've written songs, so many different songs. And I still struggle. It's hard. It partly, okay, this is supposed to be quick fire, but it partly comes from me wanting
We're
to.
going to go over the 15 minutes.
It partly comes from me trying to get what I have in my head down, and also partly comes from me having a fear of what other people think. And we all do, and that's okay, but you got to get past that and just make music. Best mixer under $200. Wow, Mackie makes great stuff that's really cheap. I would go the Mackie route. Look at the used market too. Okay, I think we're good.
Are we?
Yeah, I mean, there's still questions coming in, but
All
right. Well, guys,
I felt like I had one.
and gals, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm going to do more of these. I always want to do more live stuff, but I have so much content I want to create.
I'm always
too,
telling
so
him, let's go live. Let's go live.
We'll do more of this stuff. But thanks to everyone who was on here live with us and all your questions. If we didn't get to your question, put them in the comments below. Add more questions in the comments below.
So I see other YouTubers say this. Mm-hmm. So any questions or comments or compliments that you've put in our live chat, again, I think it disappears.
Yes.
So if you could put it down in the comments also, it'd be so nice, because like we like to go back and kind of lay in bed or lay on the couch and go through it and see, and it'll make you feel really awesome, makes me feel really awesome. So please, like, copy and paste and put it down in the comments below.
There you go.
And we will.
And it's also good for people who didn't get to watch this live, because there's other time zones. People are not available right now. So they can watch and see your comments and questions because I think it's helpful for everybody. And if I didn't get to them, I will get to them soon. I will see you guys next week. We will see you guys next week.
Yes.
Don't forget to keep making the music you love. Like and subscribe this video and share it with your friends. And we will see you later.
Bye.